I just pulled into Uncle Shane's. I've got some metal work that I really need help with. I'm scratching my head on a couple of projects, so we're gonna go in here and see what he's up to, see if he can help us with our dilemma. What's going on?
Just building junk for people.
You doing any good today?
No. What are you up to?
I got a couple of projects I need you to look at.
Okay.
One's going to be kind of interesting.
What is it?
Let me go grab it.
Are you building a
So
boat?
this should be fun.
What is it, a boat?
I got to build 26 of these, and they're a
Okay.
stair tread for a big tree house, and they got a big monster tree in the middle.
Circular stair.
Circular stairs. I've cut this down to 8 inches. It's a 12-inch tread. They're going to notch the tree.
This will go into the tree.
This is going to go into the tree about 4 inches,
Okay.
and they need a hole, 1-inch hole all the way through that end grain. I got several issues. The first is my bit's not long enough,
Okay.
and the second is I tried drilling like this and just holding the drill level, and it just comes out crooked. So what do you think?
I think if we make a guide that bolts onto this,
Yeah.
and if they're all 8 inches, we can make it so it goes over the outside and
Well,
it automatically centers.
we can bolt into that.
Okay. So if we bolt into that with a guide that holds this drill bit straight, and then I make a sleeve that goes over here and tightens into the bit,
Yep.
then I think we can reach all the way through.
The issue I was having with this end grain is it clogs the bit up. So the sleeve needs to be,
It has a hole in the bottom. Let
it either needs to have a hole in the bottom or spaced out about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches.
to let the stuff out.
So I can pull the drill bit in and out, and it'll
Okay.
clean. Otherwise, you got to pull it clear out of your sleeve, and that's going to clog up. It's going to create just a nasty issue.
I can step the sleeve back 1.5 inches or something. Okay. So what are these? These are about 3/4, they look like. So yeah, if it was back 1.5 inches, that'd give you a little bit of space right there.
That'd be enough to pull the,
Stuff to fall out.
because end grain, and this is cottonwood too. So it's going to be stringy crap.
Yeah.
If you got a tube that's what, 6-8 inches long, that'll work as a pilot, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Make it so it's at least that long.
And then I need that much more handle to go
And then you'll need enough to go clear through. So you're about, it's
36
38 inches.
or 38. I went 38.
So if we make the extension probably 5 foot, I think I got something out there. I got a lot of stuff.
You can cut this bit off if you need to.
I can probably get a pipe that just presses over that, and I can cut the end off and weld this on the other end to go in your drill.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
I got another project.
Okay.
They just get funner, Shane. So I figured while I was here, I may as well just pick his brain and have him build some more stuff. We've got a ship ladder that's at 25 degrees going up 107 inches, and I need a railing, and it needs to be metal.
Grab rail.
A little grab rail that goes up each side. Okay. So I'm going to draw you a little picture here. We took some 1.5 inches and just rolled it a 90 there, weld a bracket where I can bolt it on.
Okay.
Come up to about there, and then this one needs to come up and roll at 25 degrees level, so that when you climb up the ship ladder,
You still got something to pull.
you still got something to hang on to, and when people are coming off backwards, they can hang on to that, and it'll.
How high does this need to be off the floor?
This is supposed to be 36 to meet code.
Okay. All right. I'll call and get some tubing coming. And they'll be here. Let's see, what's today, Wednesday? Yeah, they'll be here tomorrow. While you're here,
Yeah.
we got another project.
What's that?
Remember you told me your stove was dying
Oh, yeah.
down in your shop?
Yep.
Well, come and look out here. we can take one of these and build you a nice stove for your shop.
I need it. Need it bad.
This is what I used in my shop. And
Let's go look at yours.
Here is made out of a 100-gallon propane tank, which is what those are. I kind of did some things that I changed later, but this is what I ended up with. That much stove.
That's enough firebox.
And I've made a tall door. I can stick a tire in there if I want.
Could you make that a little lower so you can stack the wood in there without it falling out? Is that what you would do different?
Yep. I'd raise the door clear to this joint, and then I'd leave you more on the bottom. So
I give so much firewood away every year. I may as well burn it.
Probably I would make the air drafts a little bigger.
Just so it draws?
Well, I've got 3 in it, and it doesn't draw enough air.
And my flue's that tall or taller.
Yeah, yours is at least that tall.
So you need that extra.
But I burn oil in this too.
Okay.
Oil takes extra air. And sometimes I have to just crack the door because it gets huffing so bad it's smoking out the door. So I would probably put at least 2 in the door and then 1 on each side.
And I like this heat shield.
Yeah, that's a must. Keeps the wall from getting hot.
And you could put a blower behind it.
Now, before I put that heat shield on there, I melted my airline off.
Did it? Psh.
Oh yeah, it blew out.
No kidding. You melted the styrofoam too.
Oh yeah. Well, my shop has a heated floor.
Oh, it's got radiant heat?
My shop has a heated floor. And I had a heat exchanger that went right here, and that's what these lines are.
Oh, okay.
So it pumps water through the floor, and I didn't have the heat shield on there yet when I built it, and it kind of melted the lines. And I just never put it back on.
Well, this is awesome, Shane.
I got a big fan right here.
Oh, yeah.
That blows into the heat shield. And it takes about 15 minutes to warm this shop up. But it'll be 2,000% better than what you got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The one I got's going to the scrapyard. This here's the stove that Shane and I were talking about, and you can see where it's gotten hot and just blew the seam out. I didn't use it at all last winter. It was just too scary. The new stove that Shane's building me is going to be pretty cool stove.
The whole top split off.
The guy that built it, bless his heart, my late uncle, built it out of diamond plate, 1/2 inch or even thinner.
Thinner, I think it's 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch, and it just warped, built a big fire, and all the seams popped, and yeah, it's not safe.
You can see more fire in it than you want, that's for sure. But yeah, we get a few of these others knocked out, we'll drag that in here and get you a stove.
Sweet.
Then in 2 weeks when it turns December again, the way time goes, we'll have you a stove.
I guess I better head over the hill. Do you need anything in Cedar? I'm on my way. Call me.
I'll call you.
Call me.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Sounds lovely.
I'll pick that up in the morning.
Okay. Tomorrow. or the next day. We'll get her done. Yeah.
Oh.
So.
I guess I'll just hit the road, go see some grandbabies.
Oh, there you go.
And run 50 errands. So I'm back here at Uncle Shane's. He called and said he had my drill bit tool, whatever you want to call it, jig done, and we're gonna go check it out, see how well he did. Well,
what's going on, man?
Another day
in paradise.
Look at that.
I think that'll work.
I think it will too.
That's your sleeve, and
so you got a place for the chips to fall out?
Yeah, I took and milled that.
Just milled that, an opening there.
Yeah.
Stick that on there.
I think that'll work.
So what else you got for me?
I got your hand drill done. Well, almost done.
That's so cool.
I've got your bands. That one's welded. This is welded. I just wasn't sure where you wanted this.
What are we, about 8 foot from bracket to bracket?
I think that's exactly what it is. It's 7 foot.
So 7 will work.
That leaves you about 41 inches up here.
I'm kind of excited to drill a hole. I think we should mark an X on this end and see how close we are when we blow out the end.
Okay. And I sharpened this bit. So
Oh, cool. That's perfect, man. Look at that. That's a lot of sawdust. Holy cow.
Was it close?
That is so close. I mean, it's not perfect, but I could have been off center. That's perfect enough.
God, that's close. For a
That-
bunch of rednecks.
No kidding, no kidding.
Oh, that's
That
sawdust.
is amazing.
Holy crap.
All of that came out of that little hole.
That works great, though.
That does work good.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, the relief there to let the sawdust out is a must.
Yep.
It would have bound up in that pipe.
Yeah, I think you gotta just go 4 or 5 inches at a time and clean it.
It's a good
I think
job
it-
for Tony.
Yeah. Piecemeal.
I'll ask him how much for each tread.
Yeah, I think that's gonna work for you, Clayton.
Oh, that is sweet.
Okay, this is the drill guide I made. What I did is I took a piece of 4-inch strap, put it on my plasma table, marked the center, cut a hole just a little bit smaller than the pipe, and then I cut 2 ollie holes. And then I cut this pipe, cut it off my bandsaw, and then I put it in my mill, and I milled a little socket in it. So when you pull the drill bit out, all the filings fall out that hole. And then Clayton brought me this drill bit, and I wasn't sure what I was going to use, and I went and dug through my steel pile, and I found a piece of 3/4 inch solid. And so I chucked it in my lathe, and I bored a 9/16 hole in it, which is what this is.
That was the shaft size.
The
of
shaft
bit.
size was 9/16.
Yeah.
And it goes down in about 3 inches.
Oh, so it's not breaking off.
No. And then after I did that, I pressed it in. I put it in my press over there, and I actually put this on a board
And
I
pressed it
just
all the way
pressed it
down.
in.
Yep.
And then I chucked it in the lathe again,
Just
and I turned this end down so it'd fit in a 1/2 inch chuck.
sweet.
And it worked great. We tried it tonight, and it worked great.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. We were scratching our head, and we come out pretty close to our mark. The drill bit worked awesome. Shane's amazing. That the relief for the sawdust was a must. It's pretty cool. Only have 25 more to do. We'll put Tony on that in the morning. So anyway, I'm gonna head back to the shop, and I'll give you an update on where we're at. So Boede and I got a wild hair. We got these flowers for Grandma and Angie for Mother's Day, and we come down to the shop. We're gonna knock out a couple of little aspen vases real quick. It's Saturday night about 8 o'clock, so we want to have these ready for in the morning, Sunday morning for Mother's Day, and kind of show you the process. These are real roses. We found them at the dollar store, and they were in water. They're pretty cool. And I've did this in the past. If you get a sound enough piece of aspen for the vase, you can actually put water in it. It'll hold water. So let's go find us something over on the rack over there and get these things built. We'll show you how we do it.
Well, he picked out his logs, and look how girthy those things are.
I decided to go big or go home. This is going to be my base. Bode's going to go pick out his own.
Oh,
log.
mine are gonna be so much better than his. I don't know what he's smoking. That thing's big enough to... He could make a drawer out of that thing. We're gonna find some beautiful logs here. No. Okay, that one's money. We're using that one. I think that one's pretty solid too.
What'd you pick out, Bode?
Some little skinnier ones, but
Some smaller
they'll
ones?
still do their job.
Yeah. So who are you making a vase
For Grandma.
And who else?
No one.
She's not a mother, but it's his girlfriend.
Oh no, it's not.
So anyway,
Not yet.
Bode's got his logs picked out, those cute little things, and we're gonna stick those flowers in them. I'm gonna use these logs right here. The first thing you do is you cut it to length, however long you want your vase. And the reason I picked this log, there's a couple of reasons. There's just one little crack, and it's been sanded. It was a rail that we didn't use on something, so it's already sanded out. It's less work. Make sure they stand up. Now we're just going to take a Forstner bit. We could take this drill bit that Shane made.
Yeah, we could. That thing's so long.
We're going to take this Forstner bit right here. We're going to drill down in there far enough to put the stems of those roses down in there. And then we're going to clean up the tops and make them look pretty.
Oh, but mine's going to look better. Don't worry.
Ready?
So,
There we go.
I think you need a longer bit.
No, that's deep enough right there.
I'll be long.
See? Time you cut the stem off, stick it in there. And that'll actually hold water. That right there will hold water. So we'll cut these off, cut them on an angle.
Yeah.
Stick them in there. I think you want to cut that down just a little bit. Now, what I want to do, we're going to taper this and give it a little more depth. Then we'll polish the bottom and we'll call it a day. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Don't you like that?
Yeah, that looks way good.
Looks like a beaver got a hold of it. So now we'll just sand and polish and do a little sand in there. And Shane done some amazing work for me this week, getting this drill all done and my rail. And then Boede and I knocked out these vases for Mother's Day and another special occasion. We appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.